Have you ever struggled to connect Scripture to the issues you're facing today? You can discover what the Bible means to your own life with the NIV Application Bible from Zondervan. It features thousands of study notes drawn from the best-selling NIV Application Commentary series. Throughout the Bible, original meaning notes help you explore the meaning of the biblical text, while application notes help you relate the Bible's teachings to your everyday life. Find out more at nivapplicationbible.com. That's nivapplicationbible.com.
This is a production of the Ultimate Homeschool Radio Network. Welcome to the Vintage Homeschool Mom Show. Your host, Felice Gerwitz, is an author, a publisher, and your radio show host. She will encourage, educate, and inspire you with answers to your most pressing questions from homeschool, marriage, parenting, and much more. Felice loves to equip moms to live a Christian life because every moment counts. Be sure to visit her website at mediaangels.com. And here's your host, Felice Gerwitz.
Are you ready for some stress-free summer learning? Well, today I'm sharing some flexible tips to keep your kids learning without the stress. From unit studies to outdoor adventures, get ready for some fun, some low-key summer of growth and learning, as well as some shortcuts to a stress-free summer. Hey friends, and welcome. Felice Gerwitz here. I am your host of the Vintage Homeschool Moms on the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. And today we're diving into a topic that's perfect for this time of year. And so before I get started, I want to thank our sponsor, and our sponsor is Judson College. You can go to Judson, Judson, college.com. And this is an authentically Christian college whose mission says right there on their website that it equips students to give their lives for the cause of Christ in the church, among the nations, and in every aspect of society. So I want to welcome Judson College to the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network family as one of our sponsors. So check them out. Tell them you heard about them here. And if you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. We so enjoy bringing you these podcasts, and so this is one of the ways that you can bless us back. Well, today we're going to not only dive into stress-free summer learning, but I'm going to share with you that it can still be a time of fun and relaxation and making memories, while also being a great opportunity to keep learning alive without overwhelming your kids. Why do I suggest you work with them at all during the summer? Well, one of the reasons is because the kids, if they are not focused or have some options of what to do, are just going to be getting into trouble. And that can mean bothering each other or becoming whiny or wanting to go places. So if you have a little bit of an outline of things that you can do, then it really makes summer go so much nicer, quicker, and less stressful. So in this episode, I'm going to share some practical tips for creating flexible lesson plans that maintain educational momentum. We're going to explore ideas like unit studies, outdoor learning, and ways to keep things simple yet impactful. Whether you're a year-round homeschooler or just want to sprinkle in some summer learning, this episode is for you. So let's get started. Summer can feel like a balancing act between going on a vacation, if you're so blessed to be able to do it, pool days, and family barbecues. Finding time might seem daunting, but here's the thing. If you have a streamlined schedule, it can keep your kids' brains engaged without turning summer into a grind. Researchers show that students can lose 20 to 25% of their reading and math gains over the summer. That is horrible, especially if you've made some wonderful gains this year. So even just a little bit of a plan can help prevent the summer slide while still leaving room for fun. The key is flexibility. You don't need rigid lesson plans or hours of desk time. Just focus on short, meaningful activities that align your family's rhythm. Think of it like a summer breeze, gentle, refreshing, and easy to enjoy. Let's start with unit studies. These are my favorite, and if you know a little bit about my background, I run Media Angels, which is a publishing company, and one of the books series of books that we published are creation science study guides. And unit studies really are wonderful because they're not one size fits most. It's one size really does fit all. And they're a fantastic way to dive deep into a topic like oceans or dinosaurs or space or whatever topic that you may have wanted to study during the year and just didn't have any time to do it. For example, we did a deep dive into the composers. I love music, and that was one of the things I was able to do with my children and learn about the orchestra. And then we followed up around Christmas time, going to one of the performances at a local hall. So these are ways that you can incorporate all year learning without it really being learning. So I broke it up into areas like science and history and literature and art, and you can explore different things under each of those categories. And I actually listed some things on the show notes. So if you go to Vintage Homeschool Moms, episode 562, Stress-Free Summer Learning, you'll be able to find the show notes there with some specifics set out. And unit studies really do work for the summer. They actually work for all year long, but they're flexible and they can be tailored to your child's interests, which will keep them engaged. They're also low prep for parents because you can reuse resources across all subject areas, and they're perfect for multi-age homeschooling. Everyone can learn together at their own level. It's also a wonderful time during the summer to reaffirm faith and get grounded in Christian principles. And that's something that you can do. You can do that Bible study that you've been meaning to get into all year long. For middle school, you can choose topics like biblical archaeology or stewardship. Use Answers in Genesis for creation science or the Bible Project for animated Bible studies. For high school, you can focus on apologetics or a Christian worldview. Can your kids defend their faith? That is something that if they're thinking about going to college is very important because a lot of kids actually lose their faith when they're in college, and many people will say, well, it wasn't very grounded. Nonetheless, when you are told repeatedly to forget everything your parents taught you, and they did this to me when I was in college back in the dark ages, if they're telling us, your parents don't know anything and this is where real knowledge takes place, then kids are kind of full of themselves and they're going to believe it. Make sure they understand a creationist perspective if that's what you believe and that you've taught them, but can they defend it? And my daughter had to do that when she was in college and was able to do it brilliantly. You can incorporate Focus on the Family's information. They have a Truth Project or Summit Ministries for worldview training. There are lots of things you can dive into this summer. How do you get started? Well, with a unit study, you pick a topic and you can ask your kids what they're interested in. A trip to the library or a quick poll at dinner can spark some ideas. You can gather resources, use free online printables, library books, or podcasts like those on the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. You can check out our blog at theultimateradioshow.com/blog, but you can also go to our website at the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network.com and just click on the blog link. It doesn't have to be heavy-duty planning. You can just aim for a few short activities that you can do during the week, and especially when things get to the place where your kids say that they're bored, this is something you can bring out and incorporate hands-on fun. For an ocean unit, you can visit an aquarium or build a model or some sort. And that would be super fun. And I love to save my recyclables for the kids to use so that they can do some things with that. Unit studies let you cover a lot of ground without feeling like school. Your kids will be learning and you'll be stress-free. You could also take the learning outdoors. There's just something wonderful about learning outside. Studies show that outdoor activities boost creativity, reduce stress, and improve focus, which is perfect for the summer. Plus, nature is free. There's an open classroom that's always ready and open for exploration. The kids can nature journal. You can give them a notebook or sketch plants and bugs or clouds or whatever it is. They can write a sentence or two. That's sneaking in writing practice. Or add a Bible verse. Psalm 19:1, the heavens declare the glory of God. You can have math in motion, a sidewalk chalk to draw number lines or shapes. Have the kids jump to solve addition problems, or the older kids can measure angles in a scavenger hunt. I love using, the brains of those older kids and getting them to map out a scavenger hunt for younger siblings, which is always fun. You can try simple experiments like making a solar oven, or you can test objects that sink or float in a kiddie pool. Again, all super easy ideas that you can incorporate with very little money or tools. History on the go is always fun. You can visit a local park or historical site. Even a walk through your neighborhood can turn into a discussion about history. For the older kids, middle school or high school, you can, again, have them organize a scavenger hunt with clues, or you can have them give the children a puzzle of having to identify different plants and look them up. Another wonderful way to enjoy God's creation. Middle schoolers are very creative and they have lots of ideas of things that they like to do. You can encourage projects like mapping biodiversity or, photography. One of my children absolutely loved photography in middle and high school, and she has some of the most beautiful pictures of macro photography, I believe it's called, like when you enlarge things or you take pictures of things that are very close to the object, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So you can use all kinds of resources online. Keep it simple. There's no need to have an elaborate setup. You can have a blanket and some books under a tree, or a blanket for stargazing at night. If it's too hot, you can move the activities to morning or a shaded area, and everyone can be involved. Outdoor learning is great for family bonding. Get siblings or even neighbors involved for group activities. Pack a picnic lunch. Go to the beach. I live close to the Southwest Florida beaches here, and so there's always something to see. And if you go early enough, you pretty much have the entire beach to yourself. And it is a wonderful time to look for shells and all kinds of items that you wouldn't normally see when all the crowds get out there. You can check out our planner for kids at the MediaAngels.com website. You can go to Media Angels, click on the store link, and we have all kinds of planners and fun ideas for the kids to do, which also include a lot of outdoor types of activities. Use short, focused activities to maintain momentum. Summer isn't about, doing the long and heavy lessons unless you homeschool all year round. It's easy to fit into busy days and keep kids from feeling overwhelmed, but there's also time to be able to do the things that they want to do. If you have an idea of what you want to accomplish during the summer, it's wonderful to to create a list of that so that at the end of summer, you're like, oh my gosh, where did the time go? This also leaves lots of room for spiritual growth, and that's a wonderful thing to focus on during the summer. Some quick activities that you could do are morning read-alouds or devotionals. You can start the day reading a fun book together, or you can start, obviously, by praying before your meals, but also using mealtime to read a Bible story to the kids while they're eating, or allowing the older kids to have their Bibles where they can either read to the family or just on their own. Flashcards are always fun, using multiplication flashcards or playing a quick vocabulary game. Older kids can have SAT flashcards or Bible memory verses for all ages. You could have a podcast challenge. You can try our 7-day Just for Kids podcast challenge from the Ultimate Homeschool Podcast Network. And it has, short character building activities, and the kids can end up creating a podcast. Daily writing prompts are wonderful. Give kids a fun prompt like, what would you do if you found a treasure chest? And 5 minutes of writing boosts creativity and thinking skills. And if kids are too little to write, you can have them record it on a cell phone, or even do a short little video. That is always fun. Maybe you can do one morning and have an activity and skip a few days and just see what works for your family. Also, a short timer keeps things focused and prevents things from going on, especially if you're playing games. I know that my kids taught themselves how to play chess one summer, and their uncle was a big chess player, and whenever he came during the holidays, they were all ready to go and they would try to beat him, which was a very rare thing, but they got really good at it and they learned it during the summer. Celebrate small wins. Praise your kids for completing activities, and that is a wonderful thing to do. Just small bursts of learning over the summer keep things going and keep your kids sharp. If you want to do more, I know there's lots of workbooks you can buy at the store, but those almost seem like drudgery unless your kids love the workbook thing. I remember, one of my kids really liked to do those kinds of workbooks and the rest did not. You can also keep it low cost. Our network is chock full of wonderful podcasts that you can listen to, and I have a whole series of just for kids, so look for those on Vintage Homeschool Moms, and you can find those podcasts there. Khan Academy, I know, offers free lessons in math, science, and more. There's Answers in Genesis, has some free creation resources. The Bible Project has free animated videos and study guides. Christian Book has free homeschool printables and Bible study tools, and there are lots of library programs that host summer reading challenges, STEM workshops, and more. Look for community events. There are all kinds of things like museum days, park programs, and local festivals that can tie into your unit studies. And for middle schools, they can design their own ideas of learning for the summer. They can get books that they would like to read or listen to audiobooks and work on different projects that are interesting to them. If they're thinking about doing a science fair project in the school year, this is a time to find an idea. Science fairs actually take place the summer before you even begin the research. So come up with those ideas and kind of test them out and see if this is something that you're interested in to develop once the new school year starts. You can spend a short amount of time at the start of summer browsing resources, bookmarking a few favorites, and having a to-go list when you want a quick activity. I have a homeschool success planner that you can get more information on, and that can help you organize your ideas all in one place. And we also have a Homeschool Matters that is free on the MediaAngels.com website that you can check out, and you can download that for free. And there you have it. Homeschool Moms, streamlined summer learning. It's all about keeping things lightweight, flexible, and fun. Embrace unit studies, head outdoors, or use short activities that you can do in an afternoon, especially if it's raining, or tap into those free resources. Notice I didn't say anything about screen time or movies, because I think that this is a good time to get your kids away from those devices, as I call it. You've got this. it's going to be a great summer, and I'd love to hear your favorite summer learning tips. So connect with me at Vintage Homeschool Moms. You can leave a comment on this post where you find this audio, and also join our Facebook group, or you can, message me, tag me on social media on Facebook. I'm mostly on Facebook more so than Instagram. I'm on X a lot as well. So please leave a review on your favorite podcast app. It helps other homeschool families find us, and share this episode with a friend. Thanks so much to our sponsor again for supporting this episode. And also, I hope to share with you my yogurt recipe next week. That is super, super easy to do. You will love it. So until next time, take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vintage Homeschool Mom Show. Visit Felice at MediaAngels.com and thevintagehomeschoolmoms.com. Vintage Homeschool Moms is a production of the Ultimate Homeschool Radio Network.